All right, here we go. Good morning, friends.
Morning, friends.
I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see what we're learning today. Miss Isha, you want to talk about what we're learning today?
I'd love to talk about what we're learning today. So, friends, today is April 28th, 2020. We are going to be continuing our learning. So we'll be doing Module 3, Unit 2, Lesson 11B. So yesterday we did 11A. Today we're going to continue with Lesson 11, but we just broke it down into a second day of learning. So today is Lesson 11B. So the purpose of today's lesson is you're going to look at writing and images and be able to start making some predictions, some guesses in your head. You're going to identify the gist and the structure of an informational passage, and you're going to write an introduction and a focus statement today. So today, friends, when you log on, you are going to do writing on both the introduction and the focus statement. You, friends, are going to be writing about bees while you're going to use the hummingbird writing as your example, okay? So you have 3 learning targets today. The first one is I can analyze a model of informational writing about hummingbirds. So we're going to go back to that model again today and help gather more information about what an informational passage looks like or informational writing looks like. Your second learning target is I can write an introduction and focus statement about how bees pollinate plants. So you're going to write your introduction and your focus statement today. And your third target for today is I can create a scientific drawing of a bee. So you're going to continue making your scientific drawing look more real.
I want to remind you too, friends, in case at any point you feel confused about what you're writing about, I know that Miss DeChalet taught you a lot of information about bees and pollinators, hi Lyndon, a couple of weeks ago and last week even. So you can always go back to those videos if you need some more information or knowledge about what bees really do, okay? Thumbs up if you got it.
Also learned that the book that we were using is on Epic.
Oh yeah, we can put a link to that, Miss DeChalet, probably.
Let's do that.
Yesterday, Epic was not working, but maybe today it's better. I hope so. All right, so I want to quickly read that one target one more time that we're going to focus on today. It says, I can write an introduction and focus statement about how bees pollinate plants. What pollinator will you be writing about today? Type it in the chat. Which pollinator are you all going to be writing about? Miss DeChalet just said it.
Here's Zael.
Type in the chat. What are you going to be writing about? Good morning, Zael.
Morning, Zael.
All right, let's see. Imad says bees. If you agree, type it in there.
I'm going to be writing about
I'm not going to write about bats today. Bees. Good. All right, friends. We are going to be writing about bees. What sound
I'll
the
show
bee
you a
make?
bee.
All right, if you're not muted, please mute yourself so that we can do some learning together. Okay. So here is the piece of writing that we looked at yesterday. Remember, we were writing about hummingbirds. You're writing about bees. Remember that? So I'm going to read you just the introduction and the focus statement, okay? So make sure you're sitting down in a place where you can do your learning and that you're ready to hear this. I'm looking at videos. Okay, most of us look ready to learn. All right, the introduction and the focus statement say, pollen helps plants make seeds, fruit, and new plants. Plants need birds to accidentally move pollen from plant to plant. These birds are called pollinators. Hummingbirds are pollinators that help plants grow. Friends, what comes first, the introduction or the focus statement? Type it. If you can't type, if you can't see the chat, raise your hand.
Friends, the words, both of those words are on your screen. Here's the word introduction, and here's the word focus statement. They're both right there for you to use to help type and spell.
So which one of those comes first, the introduction or the focus statement? Good morning, Alexani. Morning, Jamie.
Morning.
Nice to see you guys. I'm going to put you on mute so that we can continue learning. We're just talking about introductions and focus statements. Let's see. Good job, B. The introduction comes first. You're right. And then the focus statement comes after that. So what does the introduction and the focus statement tell you? You can raise your hand or you can type. What do those things tell the reader? Briella?
The introduction.
Talk louder.
The introduction tells us that what we're going to be learning about.
Exactly. Good job, Briella. The introduction tells the reader what they're going to learn about, especially when we're doing informational writing. It tells them what topic we're going to be covering. You're absolutely right. Kiss your brain. Good job, B. It tells you what the story is about. Okay, so then what is the job of the focus statement? It's kind of hard to describe, but why do you have to have an introduction and a focus statement? You can raise your hand, you can type it in. What does that focus statement do for us?
Where?
Tonight you are live, so please.
Come on.
Renee, do you know? Remember, the focus statement tells you what is the most important part of the learning that somebody is going to learn from your writing, right? What is the main idea, the really important fact that you need them to know? So in this writing, the focus statement is that these birds are called pollinators. Hummingbirds are pollinators that help plants grow. And I'm telling you that you're not only going to learn about pollinators, but specifically you're going to learn about hummingbirds. Yeah, baby. Yeah. You're right. It tells more detail about what you're going to learn about. Okay.
What am I supposed to write?
So you're going to do an introduction and a focus statement on your B booklet, which I'm going to show you in just a minute. Miss Tishley, should we jump right to that? What do you think?
Maybe we should, in case they have any questions about how to log into it.
Okay. So I'm going to unshare my screen for a second, friends, and I'm going to start a new share. So give me just a second. We've got more friends coming in as we go.
Wow, this is great. Hi, friends.
Love to see you. Takai's here. All right, so I'm going to, okay. So right now you should be able to see Google Classroom. This is what mine looks like. It looks just a teeny bit different than yours, but very similar. So when you log in and you see your class or our class, it doesn't matter which one because I put the same thing in both. You're going to, hold on 1 second, we have to be.
Because you keep messing with stuff. So just paying attention to teachers.
Okay, so when you go to classwork, friends, I created a new topic that says ELA and writing with Miss D and Miss D. I did this in both classes. You're gonna click on where it says My B Booklet. Now, here's the important thing. When you are looking at your B booklet and working on it, don't press turn it in, okay? Just, you're gonna have to go back to it. And so you don't want to turn it in. I'm gonna log into a student account, Miss Tishley, so I can show
Okay,
you.
perfect. Yeah, I think that's easier.
Yeah.
Friends, really pay attention right now because we're teaching you how to exactly log into your B booklet. So really focus on what we're talking about.
Okay, so eyes on the screen. I'm gonna click on my class or your class, whichever class you're in, and you're gonna go to classwork like I just showed you. One more time, we made a topic that says ELA and writing with Miss D and Miss D. See it right there? Thumbs up if you see it. Good, okay. You're gonna click on where it says My B Booklet. You're gonna press View Your Assignment. Oh boy. That didn't pan out the way it was supposed to. Okay, here it is. So you're gonna see it over here where it says your work. Mine just took a minute to load. So if you don't see yours right away, just hold on a second and let it load. So you're gonna click on this little file over here and it's gonna open it up. You're going to see my bee writing booklet, and all these boxes that say type here are where you can put in your information. So for example, here you're just going to type your name. I'm going to let it load so you can see all the buttons. Okay. When you go back to Google Classroom, when you finish for today, this is a really important part. Do not press turn in, because I want you to be able to go back to it tomorrow in the next day, okay? So really important is that you don't press turn in this time.
So
If
do you
you
press
do-
anything, Miss Deacon, or no? You just do your
Nope.
work and it saves automatically and then you're done?
Yes, you type your work in there and then you can just press the X and it'll save all by itself, okay? So all you need to do is type in your introduction and your focus statement, which we'll talk about a little more in a minute, and then X out of it. Do not press the turn in. If you do press turn in, leave me a comment and I can make sure you can get back to it the next day, okay? Did that make sense? Does anybody have a question about what I just said?
Miss Deacon, will you show them exactly what they need to do today?
I will show you exactly.
Thank you
what
so
you need.
much.
It looks like B has a question. B, what's up? You have a question?
I had a cut on my hand.
We know you have a
Oh,
cut on
okay.
your hand, buddy. You showed us yesterday. Okay, I'm gonna show you one more time. Brandon's got it, okay. So you're going to log, oh man. I am losing that, Misty.
That's okay. You're doing great.
Let's try that again. Took me back to my account, friends, sorry. All right, so when you go into your class, you press classwork. You're gonna find the category or the topic that says ELA and Writing with Misty and Misty. Should be somewhere near the top in both classrooms, okay? You're gonna press My Bee Booklet. You can view the assignment. You're gonna see your slides right here. It should say your name where it says DD123. Click it to open it. Give it a second to load. Always takes a minute. All right, and then you're going to type your name right here by your name. And then you're gonna go to this page that says the introduction and the focus statement, okay?
And that's all you're going to do today. You're
Yeah.
only going to work on page 3 of your bee writing booklet.
Okay, we're gonna talk about what exactly you need to write in just a second. Don't feel stressed, everything is gonna be okay. All this is on this page, friends, is a checklist. So you can see the different things that we're gonna do all week with our writing, okay? So if you want to put an X when you finish your introduction, you can just type an X, okay? You don't need to use this checklist if it overwhelms you, but you're welcome to use it to keep track of where we're at in our writing, okay? For today, all that you need to do is you need to type who you are, your name, and then you need to type an introduction and a focus statement about bees. Now, when you look really closely at your writing, friends, at your work, it'll tell you exactly what you need to say, what you need to talk about. You want to talk about the introduction, Misty Chalet?
I'd love to talk about it. So friends, for your introduction on bee writing booklet page number 3, it says, I can write the introduction for my bee writing booklet. The job of the introduction is to describe why pollen is important, the insects are needed for pollination, and to define pollinators. So there's 3 questions or 3 things that you're going to write about in your introduction. So you're going to introduce, so you're going to describe why pollen is important, that insects are needed for pollination, and you're going to define pollinators, which we did a couple weeks ago when we worked together in ELA.
So I might say something like, so I have to start with the job of the introduction, describe why pollen is important. So I'm going to start by saying pollen is important because.
Yep.
Can somebody type in the chat, why is pollen important? Why is pollen important to our world? Because it does what? And raise your hand if you want to share out loud too. Briella. You have to press mute, honey. You're muted. Okay. Why is pollen important?
Important because you have to use it. The bees use it to pollinate the flowers, and if the flower doesn't get pollinated, it won't make seeds, so it won't make a fruit.
You're absolutely right, Briella.
Perfect.
It is important because the bees help make new plants, right? So Briella, you would type exactly what you just said. Pollen is important because it helps make new plants. Okay, and then we need to talk about that insects are needed for pollination. So I might say something like pollinators, like bees, are needed to help the plants get pollinated.
Adanya, your sentence is perfect. Pollen is important because bees eat the pollen and the bees grow and live. Yeah.
You're right. You're all correct. So, and then you're going to define pollinator. So, a pollinator is an animal that spreads pollen from one plant to another.
Perfect.
There we go. See, I just followed my directions. So first I described why pollen is important. Then I described that insects are needed for pollination. And then I defined what a pollinator is. If when you're doing this, you feel confused about what to write, open up this video and look back at what I wrote on here, okay? If this feels really scary right now, it's okay. You're gonna take it slow and you're gonna follow the directions just one step at a time. You can have the video open and pause it so you can look at what we wrote. You can look at our hummingbird example that we showed you earlier. And if it still feels confusing, leave us a comment or call us and we will help you through it, okay? So that's your introduction. The other thing you need to do today is write your focus statement. So the job of the focus statement is to connect bees to pollination. So what I just said in my introduction is that pollinators are needed to help the plants, right? To help them grow. So my focus statement needs to tell my reader that this is going to be an informational writing all about bees. What do you think I should say, Miss Chalet?
I would say something like, bees are important pollinators that help create yummy fruits for us to eat.
Hello.
Exactly. Bees are very important pollinators that help create yummy foods for us to eat. Exactly. Okay, so it's kind of like goes with your introduction, but it just tells you a little more detail about what exactly you're going to learn about. Okay? So your job for today is to do your introduction and your focus statement, and your other job is that if you need help, you need to ask us for help, okay? It's okay to feel like this is difficult because in the classroom, we would be right there and you would be like, you need help. Since we're not at your house, the only way we know if you need help is if you tell us that you need help, okay? All right, I'm gonna stop sharing and I'm gonna go back to our PowerPoint. All right, so this is what you're gonna work on in your online book. Do you wanna talk about scientific drawing, Miss Chalet?
Sure do. So friends, you get to do another scientific drawing today. Really focus on the shapes that you see and the size of those shapes, okay? I'm looking at right now the bee that is on the purple plant. Am I going to draw the bee's head bigger or smaller than the rest of its body? If you're thinking in your brain, smaller, you're right. It cannot be bigger because in the picture, it's not bigger.
Right. So draw it just like it looks. You're going to do another draft of your drawing that you did yesterday. If you didn't do one yesterday, that's okay, but try to find time to draw one today. If this feels like you're doing a lot of work, remember that this is for your ELA and your writing work. So you really are doing two different tasks, and that's okay. Take a break in between, get a drink, go for a walk. You know, don't stress yourself out. I feel like I'm seeing a lot of faces that are looking a little bit stressed. Friends, do your best, and then we'll help you through it, okay? We love you, and you're so smart, and we know that you can do it. We wouldn't ask you to do anything that you couldn't do. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing. Miss Tisha, is there anything else we need to share before we go?
Does anyone have any questions for us? Right now would be a great opportunity for you to unmute yourself if you have a question.
You could also type it in the chat if you want to.
Gabby, do you have a question or no? Oh, okay.
Are we feeling, show me how you're feeling with your thumb. Are you feeling like I got this, I'm good to go? Are you feeling like I just have no clue? Feeling like in the middle? Middle, couple thumbs down. Okay, friends who are showing a thumbs down, I want to know, what exactly do you feel confused or stressed about? You can type it in the chat or you can raise your hand. Hi, Adanya, I know you just got here. It's okay, you can rewatch the beginning on the video, okay? Briella, tell me what you're feeling stressed about. But you have to unmute. Okay, what's up?
Because what if I don't finish it on time, and what if it's going to be super hard?
Briella, you have all day to finish it. You don't have to worry about finishing it really fast, okay? In fact, if you feel stressed, I would take a break before you start, do some relaxing, and then come back when you feel ready. And if you don't finish it, Briella, the world's gonna go on, you're gonna be fine, and you'll work on it tomorrow.
And we'll be able to help you, okay? If you have any questions or anything, you can just send us an email. We have our phones all day long with us and we can help you, we promise. You're not doing this alone. We're right here to help you and guide you.
And Briella, we know that you and the rest of you are very smart and totally capable of doing this work. And I know it's difficult being at home and not at school and trying to do schoolwork. I get it. But you can all do this. And if it feels overwhelming, take a break. Okay? Okay. Does that make you feel a little bit better? A little bit? Okay. And then when you do finish, Briella, because I know you will, you're going to feel so proud of yourself. And we're going to be so proud of you too. We already are so proud of all of you for doing this hard, hard work. Okay? Anybody else have a question that they need answered? No? Okay. So remember your target today is to write your... I couldn't hear what you said, Briella. What'd you say?
I think Jamie's sister is raising her hand.
Oh, Jamie and Janiyah, what's up? You have to unmute yourself.
On how to write somebody else's name.
What'd you say, honey? Jamie, I can't hear you. Can you type it in the chat? You're kind of breaking up. Okay, while she types that, I'm going to remind everybody else that your target is that you can write your introduction and your focus statement about bees and why they are important pollinators, okay? All right, if you feel ready to go, you may exit the meeting and get started on your work. I'll post this video in a couple of minutes for you to rewatch if you need to, okay? Jamie, I'm ready for your question.
How-to writing has somebody else's name on it.
Your how-to writing has somebody else's name on it? Okay. I noticed that there were some problems with the how-to writing files with your class, and I'm not sure why. So I'm going to say that at this point, we're going to move forward from that, and we're going to just work on informational writing, okay? Did you write it down on paper?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you want to send that to my email, you can do that. or we can just move on forward and work on informational writing, okay?
Okay.
All right. I understand this whole working and doing writing on computers is kind of weird and very difficult for all of us to figure out. So no big deal.
But you're all doing really good work.
Really good work.
Yesterday I went through, and so did Miss Deacon, and we looked at all of your comments that you made on the writing, and you did a great, great job. You're really taking this learning seriously, and we appreciate that a lot.
Definitely. Jamie, if you need anything else, or if Janiyah needs anything else, you guys can email me or comment on Google Classroom and I can try to help you more, okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right, buddies. We
Janiyah.
are going to head out and you are going to get to work, okay?
Bye, friends. Have a great day of learning. We'll
Bye.
see you tomorrow.
Bye.